All right. So if I wanted to now, again, realize that this is different on the web app. Okay, it's going to be different. My suggestions of all suggestions is, again, when you guys are in the lab, when you come in person, draw and get as much done as you can in AutoCAD. If anything, get it to kind of like this point, uh, you know, or on the web app, sorry, and then bring it to school and then use the dimensioning features or whatever else. Whatever's not working here on the web app, bring those drawings in and be able to import those in, so you can use them on the desktop. You guys need to be using the desktops when you guys come into the lab, unless you have your own device that has the desktop software loaded on it. Not coming in and using your Chromebook and continuing to use the web app. The web app, remember, is just a band aid. So it does dimension. I have a few people notify me and say, no, it's not working. No, it does work. It just doesn't work that great. See, it does put, dimensions on here. Um, it will work. It just doesn't always work quite the way we may want it, or whatever the case may be. So see, I can put this there. I can then dimension my now. Remember, use your center lines. Those are dimension lines. Is effectively what they are. So I'm going to go right off of this one here, and you can see this is kind of like that smart dimension tool that I don't like. I don't like this thing. But you can see they're kind of stuck in sizes and things like that. But again, it does function. It's not going to be super pretty. It's not going to be the greatest we've ever seen. But it does in fact function. You can go on here now, and I can change my color, to red. Um, the line type, I can stay the scale. I can take down a little bit. The measurement stays. Let me see if there's anything. Line weight's going to stay. My dimension style, um, I believe, is going to be standard. I don't think there's that much we can do as far as manipulating too much. So you can see it's going to be red on there. I would like to see if I could get this down. Get the dimensions down now. I'm sorry, the placement, the place value here, get that down to like 2 or 3. You don't really need 4. It doesn't need to say 1.5000. So we'll be looking into that to try and see if we can somehow manipulate that. But right now, I don't think there is quite a way to do it. So if you have this stuff happening where stuff's running into one another, my suggestion would be to grab it like this and then move this stuff kind of out of our way so we have more room to maneuver and room to dimension on here. So that's kind of our what we're stuck with when we're using the web app. Remember though, web app's just kind of like a band-aid for us to just kind of to get by. Like, you can do the job, it's just not as easy. That's why I highly suggest using the desktop version when you guys are in school. And this is where you can see the difference between this big bright red, like I said, burns my retinas, versus this red. But everything you see on here was done on the AutoCAD desktop version, and then brought into the web app, so it keeps those features on there. So yes, you can dimension is possible, uh, but as I said again, it's just uh, not quite the greatest um, tool to use on here. And believe me, I do sympathize, which is why I can't stress enough coming in and using, when you guys are in person, making sure that you're using that top version there. So kind of like the um, little tutorial here on how to use this, and it does automatically do. There are some good features about it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it automatically knows what we want when we mouse over on something. If you see your green snaps popping up and you don't want them on, you're just gonna have to go down and turn your object snaps off. But it is kind of intuitive. It does kind of know what we want here. and allows us to place things, kind of where it's supposed to go. So it does work in that regard. So if you are having some problems where things aren't working, like, hey, I go and click on this and it looks all distorted, might want to refresh your page, refresh your browser, be sure you're using the latest version of Chrome or whatever internet browser you're using. That's more of like a graphics glitch. So that's dimensioning in the mobile web app.